The Browns did, in fact, re-sign Maurice Hurst earlier today. They placed Jordan Kanasic short-term IR. That was to be expected. Also restructured another contract. Jedrick Wills converting $2.286 million of base salary into a signing bonus. 3 void years added. It creates $1.8 million in cap space. That, according to Field Yates. Again, that cap space, they're not getting ready to sign anybody. They're doing it to roll it over so they're not in cap prison the next couple of seasons.
Yeah, and it's really a lot of it's an economic, it's an accounting tool that just makes a lot of sense to be able to roll it over. At this point, they've basically taken care of any of that kind of debt that they currently are set to have for next year. But they also prepare themselves if something comes available, right? Obviously, we're going to use the big name Aaron Donald. If Aaron Donald becomes available for some kind of 4th-round pick, maybe they decide to spend that money and figure the rest out. Or if there's an injury and they want to spend $4 or $5 million in a trade to acquire someone to fill a role, they want to make sure they have that rollover cap, but they also want to make sure that they have the availability to fill a hole if needed. And so that's going to be a really important thing. One of the things about Andrew Berry that we have seen over the years, even with the Hurst, him coming back and obviously short-term IR, Andrew Berry is always active. He's always making decisions. He's always making moves. He's always bringing players in. You can never say that he is not working because we have a lot of articles to write because he is consistently looking at the roster, making adjustments to the roster. It never stays the same.
And the Hurst move is not a surprise at all. You kind of knew they were going to do it. Hurst played pretty well. It had nothing to do with that. His standing in the league allowed them to cut him. He didn't have to go to waivers, and he came back.
Yeah, I mean, we saw it a few years ago with Greg Robinson. He was their starting left tackle. They cut him for a day. The thing that's actually a surprise is many of us expected that would happen with 2 players. We thought Michael Dunn, Maurice Hurst would, come back, and Alex Wright would join the IR. It's really interesting that Alex Wright is back practicing. So someone we thought was going to miss a few games and likely go to IR is back practicing, which puts Michael Dunn on the practice squad. So it's just a really interesting. We kind of knew the Hurst thing, but we kind of assumed Michael Dunn would be coming back to the 53-man roster and Alex Wright would be going to IR as well today. And that didn't happen. And Wright actually ended up back on the field.